Hi, folks. I went to the movies, which I don't do that often these days, to see the movie The Flash, the new movie. And the reason that I went was only because Michael Keaton was going to be in it. And I liked the Tim Burton Batman movie from 1989, and I saw that back in the day. And Michael Keaton made a turn come all around for me. So I decided that's the reason I'm going to go and I'm going to check this movie out. Well, okay, so how did I feel about The Flash? Now, I got to give you some background. I do not like superhero movies very much these days and the way they make them now. I hate over the top CGI effects. I hate movies that go on too long and never seem to end. And I just a lot of nonstop crazy action with effects that look like cartoons because sometimes the CGI is so blatantly fake. And a lot of the dumb one liners that the superheroes always seem to say, instead of them being serious superheroes, they always have to be like Don Rickles. So I knew pretty much going into this that I'm going to be in trouble. All right. So I went to see the movie, and guess what? I had a good time with the movie. I had a good time with it. But I want to talk a little bit about this and that. Going into the movie, the first thing is, I had no idea who was playing the Flash. I never heard of Ezra Miller. Didn't know anything about Ezra Miller. Didn't even know who the actor was going to be in the role. It could have been anybody. It could have been Justin Bieber for all I knew. I didn't know who it was going to be. And immediately, I took a dislike to this character. Immediately in the first opening scenes, I just didn't like him. He was too geeky, too nerdy, and I said, well, I don't care for this guy at all. And it's funny because a day later, then I read about Ezra Miller and found out about all his problems and all the controversy surrounding this person. But uh, going in totally blind and not knowing, I still was irritated by this character and this person, this persona, all everything about him. But interestingly, as the movie progressed, I got to say, the character that he plays, Barry Allen, I did start to settle down and I did start to accept this character, and I enjoyed the character. I even felt like I could feel for the character and have some sympathy for the character, and that was good. Although, spoiler alert, there's going to be spoilers in here, by the way, spoilers galore. So don't watch this if you don't want spoilers. There are two Barry Allens in this, and we'll call it the younger Barry Allen, who's played by Ezra Miller also. He got on my nerves even more. So I was just getting used to one Barry Allen, but the second Barry was even too much to bear. But let's talk about the multiverse. Okay, I saw the other movie, the Spider-Man movie with Doctor Strange, that was about the multiverse, and I don't like the idea of a multiverse. To me, the idea of the multiverse, it can't be. I believe in time travel. I mean, the concept for movies, the movie concept of time travel, and different time periods and all that. But I don't believe that there's a different Batman for 1950, a different Batman for 1970, a different Batman for 1980, different Batman for the 21st century. It is one character. It is one actor. Same thing I felt for Spider-Man in that Spider-Man movie. I don't subscribe to the whole multiverse idea. I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's just an excuse to have a lot of nostalgia and past actors and tributes and things like that in there. I think I just don't buy into it. But for this particular film, knowing what I was in for, I knew it was about the multiverse. I had to invest in that a little bit. So I kind of let my imagination go and I said, okay, I'll accept it for the movie. And once I did, like I said, I kind of had fun overall. This movie was like an up and down for me. One minute I went up and I said, hey, I actually like this part of the movie. This is cool. I really enjoy this part. And then it would go down. It would be everything I hate, the epitome of what I hate about movies, modern cinema. You can't even call them films anymore. What I hate about modern digitals. So I kept saying, yeah, I like this, and I don't like that. I like this, I don't like that. So the movie was up and down for me overall. Um, let's see. Let's say first of all, it felt too long. The movie's like 2.5 hours, give or take. And again, there was no need for it to be that long. You could have trimmed a half an hour easily off it. Like I said in the beginning, it was one of those movies where you're like, is it all right? I kind of enjoy this. I'm getting into it. I'm invested, but enough already. I'm done with it already. You know, that kind of thing. Let's talk about Michael Keaton a little bit. Michael Keaton, I say the reason I went there. Michael Keaton here plays an older Batman. Obviously, the actor is older than he was in 1989. He was older, but what I found kind of interesting was that he kind of gets recruited to help out find Superman, help the Flash find Superman, and he's so out of shape and old in the early scenes when we first see Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton, but somehow he's able to like completely rise to the occasion. He's not out of shape. I mean, he looks like he's out of shape. Looks like he needs to spend like 7-8 months in training before he even is able to put on a costume, much less do all the action that he does here. But I let myself go. What I liked about this movie is that the Michael Keaton Batman character, he does get some closure. His soul is kind of revealed. You know, I like the character development here. That's the other thing I'm going to interject here. Although this movie had so many things I don't like about modern CGI fests, mind-numbing action, melanges, I will say that I did think there was character development. That's important for me. To me, you have to have two things with a movie: a story and character development. And you got that. The Flash was developed as a character. The second Flash, the younger Barry was developed as a character. Michael Keaton was a character. And that really worked for this. And there was a sense of meaning and a purpose. I like that the whole idea of the story is kind of like the character of Barry Allen wants to kind of go back and right the past because his mother died and his father went to jail. He wanted to try to go and change the past by time travel, and in doing so wound up meeting Michael Keaton Batman and so forth, and also his alter ego, the second Barry Flash, and so on. It gets confusing after a while. But I like that there was a purpose for that. He wanted to try to make things right. The idea to go back to save his mom and dad, but in the process, it creates a chaos, which is the crux of the movie. The whole idea is going back and trying to change the present or the future by going back can create all kinds of other gaps and chaos and loops and quite a mess in different universes. And I was all right with that. I will say that the character of Supergirl in here, Supergirl was great. I thought Supergirl was really tough, really a strong character. I just wondered why, again, being the guy that I am, the older guy that I am, I don't understand why it wasn't the typical blonde, Helen Slater, you might say, or whatever, the blonde Supergirl that we're used to. Why do they have to always change the characters to suit today and stuff? That I don't understand. But yeah, I mean, overall, I had fun with this. Yes, it was too long. The CGI, a lot of it was bad looking. A lot of it was, you could tell it would look like just a terrible Roadrunner cartoon and the Wile E. Coyote. I mean, it just looked bad. The action scenes looked kind of bad, some of them, but some of them looked better than others. I mean, it was a mix, as I say, up and down. I like this, I don't like this. I like that, I don't like that. But overall, I got to admit, I came out of the theater and I thought, this was fun. If you want to see a superhero movie that has superheroes fighting and bonding a bit and working together, and you also want to have some action, and you want to enjoy a comic book. I mean, after all, it is a comic book after all, right? A comic book movie should be a comic book movie. And as much as I hate CGI in movies that overused today, I guess when it comes to superhero films, you got to use it. I mean, a lot of effects can be done that maybe couldn't have been done in the 1940s, or 50s when they were trying some of this stuff. I will also say the ending, the last scene, and even though it's kind of these are spoilers I'm giving you, I'm not going to tell the ending. The last shot of the movie, it has to do with Batman. The way they decided to end the movie, I thought was very clever, interesting, and I thought funny. The Batman that they had at the end of the movie, I thought was a very, very inspired choice. Although I'm hearing that Christian Bale was originally intended for the end of the movie. Uh, at the end, where you see Batman at the end of the movie, but Christian Bale didn't want to do this movie, so they settled on the second choice. Well, I think the second choice is really is perfect. It's perfect for like a funny ending to this movie, I thought. And there you go. I mean, what else can I say? I have some notes here. I think I covered everything. Um, you know, I'm not going to give it a ranking. I would just say, like I said, if you're looking for a comic book movie, this is fun and it's a good time if you can just leave everything at the door. But in addition to it being fun, I did admire about it that it did have characters we can invest in, characters we can care about. Had a little bit of a heart tug here and there, and that's important too. It's not just a bunch of totally nondescript characters, just carbon copy people. One is the same as the other, just doing their thing. And that helped a little bit, helped a lot, actually. Now, this movie so far, I've heard, has been a flop. It's tank at the box office. It did terrible at the box office. These days, 200 something million is not enough. But that's a whole nother video, a whole other story. Other people have done videos on that topic. Why did The Flash fail? I don't really know. Exactly. I have my theories on why I think it did. Some people think that it's because of Ezra Miller and his controversial personality. And if you read about Ezra Miller, you'll see everything. I didn't know anything about him going into this thing, as I say, but I could feel something was weird with him. It could be that. It could be because people have overdosed on superhero movies. Some people suspect that. Superhero movies have run the course. No more. People are tired of it. It's the same old thing. People are tired. I've heard also rumors of the multiverse concept. You got this whole multiverse thing is being done to death. There's different universes with different types of Batman and different Spider-Man and different everybody and different alter egos, and everything. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I think it could have something to do with a lot of people these days don't want to go to the theater. A lot of people would rather watch at home, so they don't go to the theater. There's a lot of possibilities here. Okay. What can I say? I enjoyed it.